Want to chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryant text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard mention data rates apply.
Hey, it's a couple 13-14 pass. We're in the middle of Progrum password. That's Phil and Fuller in for 10 and B. I'm the common man, Dan Cole. Lil B here, 5 minutes touch the program. Vaughn from KWB is my teammate today. And with Lil B, it's the legendary Muss. Legendary Program password player.
Legendary at being in legendary or unlegendary.
Yes, that's
you know what?
Sure.
You make a name for yourself one way or the other.
Yeah, right.
And as disappointed as my parents were that I went into radio, everyone's still as disappointed.
Wow. You keep the streak up. You're consistent. That's what's important.
Yeah, absolutely. In fallness, you can suck it.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Wow.
Yeah. Shots fired.
I don't need to see that.
Catching a stray.
We got a close game, right?
It's
it's close.
It's a barn
It's been
burner.
really good. It's 38-34, right?
It is 38-34. Lil B and Muss have a narrow lead. We ready for the second half?
Yeah.
y'all?
Let's get
Is it
her
my
done.
turn?
Let's play. I believe it is you and Vaughn looking at the
Okay.
iPad. The password is rest. All right, Vaughn and Common, you guys still have the option.
We will go second.
All right, Barb and Muss for 10.
Nap.
Sleep.
Vaughn and Common for 9.
Chill.
Relax.
Barb and Muss for 8.
Stop.
Time?
Common and Vaughn for 7.
Lay.
Rest.
I'm still going off the nap. We were having such a good time at the first part of this. Even a commercial break, we connected.
They had a sweet moment. It's over.
Really?
It actually never happened.
Wow.
In this 90 seconds.
Wait a minute. She faked it?
It didn't count. Right.
Stop time and Jesus. Muss is mussing right now. That is for sure. Common and Vaughn lead 41 to 38. Common and Muss looking at the iPad. The password is action. Okay, Muss and Burb. What it is, what it do, Ski.
Let's go second.
All right, Common and Vaughn for 10.
Chaos.
Panic.
Muss and Barb for 9.
Movie.
Crazy.
Common and Vaughn for 8.
Genre.
Horror? You said horror, right?
Correct. I wasn't calling you, Max. I wasn't calling you. Sorry,
That is a genre.
Oh, you guys are only down by 3. I don't need to be slandered yet.
Sorry, buddy. I know there's some confusion.
Muss and Barb for 7.
Rock.
Thrill.
Common and Vaughn for 6.
Activity.
Happening.
What?
That's
I don't know.
hard.
I believe this is for 5.
Let's see.
Gonna need something.
I know, Max.
Beep on man. Is that the last one?
That was for 5, yeah.
Okay. Camera.
Oh. Lights?
Oh.
Okay.
Close.
Camera.
Action.
Action.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Why
common.
did you say lights? So I could have said camera. Why did you work out completely?
What was
Because
activity?
I wasn't going to do
Just
it.
action.
Yeah, action.
Action.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I didn't know what to start with. I didn't want to say lights because he's going to say camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. And then she's going to say action.
Yeah.
So then I thought chaos and then activity and
Well, action movies.
right
No,
genre.
I should have had it on that.
Yeah, when
Maxwell's words are always hard.
No, I got a little mix. I considered
He's got
the
a mix.
players. I got a
Common
mix.
and I have gotten the worst ones.
See, maybe that's the problem. Is just the order that
Considered as
they're in.
players.
Oh, okay, Vaughn.
all right, let's go.
Well, Common and Vaunt get the points on that one.
Used
so
to
it is
like you.
46 to 38.
How do we
Common.
get points?
Right? Because Must didn't guess, right?
Take it.
Yeah, I didn't guess.
Oh, they get points?
I don't know. I don't
you
think-
don't-
no,
you guys don't get
no,
points for that?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's just thrown out.
Womp
It's
womp.
if you I thought it was if you don't give a I don't know, but no, you don't take points.
Okay. Well, then it's 40. It remains 41 to 38. Barb and Vaunt looking at the iPad. The password is nothing. Oh, hold on a minute. Dad might be calling in.
Oh, great.
Why is he right, mate?
Because he won an award doesn't mean we have to give you points. Do you want the game to last till 3 or not?
I thought he was still I thought he was taking a vacation.
Yeah, what's he calling for?
Yeah. Congratulations on being in the hall.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's pretty good though to be in the country music.
It's huge, and it's well overdue.
That's true.
That dude is a genius.
very overdue.
Well, let's not get carried
No,
away.
I'm not kidding. No. He's created a lot of careers.
That was,
and- yeah.
in fact, not Dad. It was somebody asking to speak to the man or the lady of the house.
Well, that would be Barb.
Did you patch him through to me?
I gave you a number.
Make the transfer.
All right.
We'll go. Oh, is that it?
Got it?
Yep.
You got the password? Okay.
Yes. We'll go second.
All right, Barb and Muss for 10.
Nada.
Nope.
No.
Well, I get that it's not right when I heard the.
Must. Let us win, okay?
Vaunt and Common for
Everything.
9.
Nothing.
Muchas
Well
gracias,
done.
Must.
Well done.
Okay, don't sit there.
Nothing's
all-
a great
Nada
clue
means
'cause-
nothing.
Yeah.
It does. I thought that was
Doesn't
like.
mean nope.
As soon as she said that, I was like, well, we lost.
Vaughn, have you ever
the
played with
nothing
me?
was that was the good clue though because
Because it could go both
well I
ways.
was thinking zilch or zero too. Nada, zero, zilch. You're right. Nothing is the correct. But
Yes, I'm right.
If
yes.
you would have given me that, hey, but I'm trying to stick up for. If you would have said that to me, I might not have said nothing. I might have actually said zilch or zero. As sad as that is.
Nope, wasn't going to be a part of that whole
But
thing.
then when he went with not everything, and then it was.
Common and Vaunt have 50.
I was trying to defend you a little bit there, but
To
didn't-
Barb and Muss is
apparently didn't go over
38.
very well.
I'm sorry. Barb.
There's no help.
I'm so sorry. 30 points to victory for Common and Vaunt. The password is detective. Okay, Barb and Muss. You guys have the option. What do you want to do?
Let's go first.
All right, Muss and Barb for 10.
Investigator.
Detective.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Boy can't play, huh?
I see a pattern here. You just seem to keep redeeming yourself. You're like, oh, I suck. Oh, one victory point.
Believe me, it's a roller coaster ride.
Just ask Barb. It is 50 to 48. Lil B and Must trail just by 2 points. Barb and Vaunt, take a look at the iPad.
We're keeping it close.
The password is chapter. All right, Lil B, what do y'all want to do?
Second.
All right, Muss and Common.
Nope.
Oh, Avant and Common, I
Yes.
should say.
All right.
410.
Lock in with me. Novel.
Concept.
We weren't locked in.
Muss and Barb 4-9.
Section.
Chapter. That's a really good clue right there. Vaughn, you were kind of stuck.
Without context, you wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
I was thinking book.
I still don't know how you got it. Novel chapter. I don't.
Novel, like the section of a novel is a chapter. Like each section is a chapter. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Common, I'm really good at this game, by the way.
I can see.
Just give me one. Okay.
Lil B and Muss have taken the lead. It is 57 to 50. And I'm going to need Common and Muss to look at the iPad.
Oh, here, no, just someone said. Someone says you absolutely get no points for no clue. So he didn't give, it wasn't a no answer, it was no clue.
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't give a clue.
That is where you are supposed to give the points. I'm sorry, you were right.
Okay.
Because that's what somebody just texted, and I think they're right. I thought it was because he just didn't give an answer.
So do we get those 5 points?
Yeah, because if you don't give a clue, you must give a clue. You have to say something. I've lost points for that.
Yeah.
So was that 5?
That was a 5.
Yeah,
So
we do get the
55 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do get
Cool. 57 to 55.
Bang, bang.
Common and Muss looking at the iPad.
Wait, so are we still? Who's in the lead?
You guys, you and Muss are in the lead.
The good guys.
Thank God.
Just by 2 points, though. Don't be carried away.
The password is binge. Okay, Common and Vaunt, you guys still have the option, even with the 5-point addition. What do you want to do?
Go second.
All right, Muss and Barb for 10.
Streaming?
Service.
Common and Vaunt for 9.
Drinking.
Game.
Muss and Barb for 8.
Streaming?
Binging.
Well, one chance to change it.
Binge.
Yeah. Yep. And everyone thought I would go with the drinking first.
Well, I didn't even think of streaming, so when you said streaming, I thought we had it then.
No.
But I was so glad that she got it because I didn't have another clue.
No, it wasn't a no-brainer, but
No,
Lil B.
we're getting tough words there, Common.
It's 65 to 55. Lil B and Muss just 15 points away from victory. I believe it is Barb and Vaunt looking at the iPad. The password is hilarious. All right. Common, Vaunt, you guys have the option. What's good?
Let's go second.
All right, Barb and Muss for 10.
Funny.
Hilarious.
Yes!
That's a great clue. That is a great clue.
Could have just said power trip.
It's 2 points, buddy. You should have said it, so that way it wouldn't have counted because it's 2 points.
Right.
I was hoping Common got this and would have just said Common.
He would have been like sexy.
I knew that was a great clue because I knew it was hilarious. As soon as she said funny, and I was just hoping because obviously there's a number of words you could say,
Right.
but then you nailed it.
Well, I know.
Not looking good.
But there's multiple words when you say country mornings.
And then you're going to have to. Well, that's correct.
I've seen the billboards.
Wow. I think you should go next. Come on, next.
All right, it's 75 to 55.
You're getting into a situation where you might have to apologize to Muss.
What?
Because you doubted him.
You doubted it.
I'm Kirby Puckett in this game. I've taken him on my back to carry him through.
5 points to the win for Barb and Muss. I believe almost any correct answer. The password is retro. All right, Common and Vaughn, you guys are going to have the option for a little bit here. What do you want to do?
First,
All right, Common and Vaughn for a 10-piece.
flashback.
Remember?
Muss and Barb for 9 and the win.
I hope this is one word. Throwback.
Memory?
It is one word. Common and Muss for 8.
Vaunt.
Or Common and Vaunt for 8. Whoops.
Fit.
Muss and Barb for 7 in the win.
Clothing.
Style?
Common and Vaughn for 6.
Past.
Vintage.
That's what I was going to say.
Muss and
Say it
Barb
anyway.
for 5 and the win.
Old.
Dated.
Last one, Common and Vaughn for 4.
Past. I just have to say something so we don't lose the points.
Oh. Sheesh.
The word was
Retro.
Retro.
Retro, yeah.
Retro. Vintage was right there. I was like, ugh.
Is retro fit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yep,
That was a good
clue.
one.
That was a good
I
clue.
didn't know.
Yeah. Once you know the words, all of them.
I got it.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Oh, wow.
It's still 75-55. Barb and Muss with the lead. Barb and Vaughn taking a look at the iPad. The password is Nemesis. All right, Vaughn and Common, you guys have the option.
We'll go first.
Okay.
All right, Vaughn and Common for 10.
Arch.
Enemy.
Barb and Muss for 9 in the win.
Art.
Nemesis. Yes. Yeah. She loves me all over again.
Was enemy a bad?
No.
No, it was either one. It was one of the two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We won!
Yay!
Yay! Max, don't do this to me again. Yay!
What are you talking about?
Ross, just so you know, you saved yourself because if you would have lost, we'd already decided you'd never be invited back again. So congratulations. You'll be back for
I
more.
was teetering.
So you'll be back for more belittling by Little B.
Absolutely.
Be little B.
Yeah. It doesn't happen always in this studio. It's almost everywhere in this building.
Yes.
Muss,
Yeah.
Vaughn, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
You
Back
can
on
hear
it.
Vaughn in the mornings on KDWB on the Dave Ryan Show. Muss, you can hear pretty much anywhere.
That's
He's
pretty
on
much, yeah.
Country, and you can hear him on K102. You can also hear him here on the Fan during Viking season. We'll take a short break. Oh, Lil B, thanks for coming
Thanks,
in.
guys.
As always, we'll take a break, come back. Brandon, in your hand, you got a keyword for us, right?
Yes, sir. The Fan wants to give you a shot to put $1,000 in your hand with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword bank at KFAN.com now for your shot at winning this keyword bank. Enter it now at KFAN.com.
The live version on Exit Stage Left will blow you away.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll have to watch it. Then another person said, bye, back at 3 o'clock. We'll miss you.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, no. Don't do that.
Yeah, we really don't care. Just because you're not into music and doing something a little different. What does he want us to do? Break down last night's hockey game?
Yeah.
Neither one of us saw it.
Right.
So we can't.
And neither of one of us are hockey guys,
No, it's
quote
just
unquote.
not going to work. And I just, I know the Wolves are playing tonight. They're taking on Houston. Their next 4 games are the really tough ones. And they got an easy schedule. The young kids have been playing a lot. So maybe when the other guys get back to be, all right, great. There's plenty of time for that. There's only so much time. You're on your way.
Right.
You're going to be on the passage to Bangkok.
Pretty soon here.
Are you leaving tomorrow?
I'm leaving on Sunday.
You're leaving on Sunday for Bangkok. So what
Leaving
are we
on
supposed
Sunday.
to do? We
Right.
got to get your mind in the right place for it.
Exactly. We got to get my brain on the Marrakesh
So-
Express before I get my feet there.
So yeah, so we'll see. Matter of fact, what I like though is all sorts of people. You know, we're getting way more positive reaction. You know, don't love Rush, but this is a banger. Glorious Rush. Thank
Yeah.
you. One night in Bangkok. You know, just over and over and over again. Mafro absolutely needs to dive into Rush. So the people appreciate it. We always like to do a little something, but we're different here, and we're always controversial, and we'll always be that way. I did have one other sports note I did want to get to though, and this is I think this might be let me see if I can find this story because I know I saw it. Where did it go? Well, I can just tell you what it said because I don't know if I saved it or not. But apparently, you know, Myles Garrett
Yeah.
for the Cleveland Browns has demanded a trade, right? Mm-hmm. Remember, he said, somebody that was associated with the team, I believe, said something to the effect of, maybe it was like the general manager or the owner said something to the effect, they say, I always thought he'd go from Cleveland to Canton. And then he said, I came to go from Cleveland to a Super Bowl, man.
Right.
That's what I want to do. So he wants to leave because he wants to play for a Super Bowl. He's getting a little older, right?
Yeah.
And apparently the word is he and Aiden Hutchinson want to play with each other.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
That's the word. I saw a story. I'm not making it. I'm not trying to strike fear in the heart of the NFC North, the Viking fans, Packer fans, and Bears fans. And of course, that doesn't guarantee that they'll never lose a game. They'll win awards. But if you have those two guys as your edge rushers,
I mean, that's a nightmare for any opposing quarterback.
Yes.
Oh my, that's got to be two of the best pass rushers on the same team of all time.
And here's the thing: the kiddies can pull it. They have cap room. They don't. There was a quote from somebody that said, I think it was somebody associated with the team. He goes, "We really don't need the draft picks because they're pretty stocked as it is, right? I mean, they just finished 2 terrific seasons back to back. They were shocked by Washington, but they're coming off a 15-2 season. They have guys they have to sign, but some of their very best players are still under contract for a while, so they're probably going to be pretty good. So if they could add another pass rusher to that club,
especially if it's Myles Garrett, you make room on the books if Myles Garrett wants to come to the Motor City.
You make a trade, even if you got to give a one for him. Because like they said with the Lions, they don't really need their draft picks right now. Because they got to make a run. If you're this loaded and had, you got to the NFC Championship game 2 years ago.
Smoking every team during the regular season.
This year, you had a better regular season, and you laid an egg against Washington. Your defense was decimated, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, well, our window's open. We can't just say, well, no, now we're going to take it easy. We're not going to get risky. We're going to keep our draft picks. You go and said, if we can get a guy like that, then that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go out and trade for him. So whether that happens or not remains to be seen. But that would make them pretty potent even more than they are.
Yeah.
Now, I think the purveyor of positivity, Barney the Purple Dinosaur, Paul Allen, voice of the Vikes, the national treasure, he will be going again to the combine, right?
I believe that's correct.
And so he's there. I've never really paid attention to the combine. I guess he's there like Tuesday, Wednesday, but the combine really doesn't start till like Thursday, right?
Thursday, February 27th. It says it's the first day.
I think he's there on Tuesday and Wednesday. And I think that's probably because it's easier to talk to people then because it's hard to get any Viking executive. They're down in the field with the stopwatch and the whistle.
Doing the scouting.
They're doing the scouting down there. But, I've said this about the, and again, I guess the combine's good for getting interviews and talking to people.
Right.
But I still believe this, and I've said this before, and I think there are people that agree with me and others that don't, that I don't think most of the NFL teams garner much information at the combines. We've seen guys that can run, 40 in split-second time, yet they never end up being any good. Then there's guys that are slow as molasses, and they've ended up being one of the greatest at that position. So the speed and the 3-cone drill and all these others, I don't know how much they really mean. I think maybe the interviews to find out if a guy's nuts.
That's true, right.
That one I can understand. It's like if he's got serial killer tendencies to him, you might want to pass on him in the draft, right? But other than that, it's like, and that's why even a couple of teams, and a couple of teams didn't go because I don't think they get much from it. I think other people said there were other reasons why they didn't go because they didn't have enough draft picks or whatever the case may be. But I think it's basically just part of. And I know it sounds cynical, but I think the NFL is the very best at it at keeping themselves in the news 12 months out of the year. Right?
For sure, yeah.
As soon as the big game ends, you have 1 week of what happened in the big game. Then there's maybe a little time where you forget about it, but then all of a sudden now you're talking about tagging guys. And then you're going to talk about free agents, a combine, and then free agency, and then the draft, and then lo and behold, it's time for minicamps.
Right.
So they stay in the news around the clock, and I think that's why it's mostly just to give the NFL Network 4 days of
free content.
To free content like that. Are you?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like maybe for fringe guys, maybe 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round guys, maybe. I guess maybe that's not even fringe, but those guys can improve their stock, or like you said, you kind of are just feeling people out to make sure that they're not crazy, make sure
Right.
that they're right in the head before you draft them. But I don't think it really impacts first and second rounders too much. Just wow, they wowed him at the combine. It's like they already kind of know, like the Tennessee Titans already know who they're going to pick in their head. I'm
Yeah,
assuming,
I think you're right.
I don't think the combine's going to make a difference for that.
Do you? I've not heard you on your thoughts on the Viking quarterback situation. You don't think they're tagging Darnold or signing him, or do you think there's still that possibility?
No, I don't think so. It kind of sounds like, I mean, even from what KOC he was getting interviewed during Super Bowl weekend, I believe it was by Mike Florio, and he kind of said same thing that he said along the lines of Kirk Cousins a year or two ago. He was saying that Sam earned the right to be in free agency,
right.
And that would just putting the tag on, unless they know for sure that he's going to work out a somewhat long-term or even mid-term lucrative deal with whatever team that they trade him. I get the idea behind it. You don't want to just let him walk for free, but it's also more complicated than that when you actually
Correct.
know people and you want to do right by people as an organization. So, because you might get something out of it, but that might send the wrong message to the next guy that wants to come to the Vikings.
And you're right, because, everybody puts a lot into that. I don't know how many years they've done it now, a few years, a couple of years, where they've done this, the players poll.
Oh, yeah,
What's the best organization to work for? Minnesota first of all, their facilities are probably the best in the National Football League as far as, TCO Performance Center. There's not much that compares to that, right? Because it's one of the newest ones. So it's got all the bells and whistles and everything. So there's just this, and the culture and all that. So, yeah, you're right. If all of a sudden you get the, well, wait, now you're pulling a fast one on this guy.
Right.
All right. What are you doing that for? Because you really don't want him. You're just trying to use him as trade bait. That being said, I'd had this, I won't go through the whole theory. I was controversial the last 2 days.
That's interesting.
Well, because I had the idea of trading McCarthy.
Oh.
Well, because, you hear everybody say, if McCarthy, it's a very weak quarterback classes. Mm-hmm. And if McCarthy was available in the draft this year, he'd go number one, something like that. Well, if O'Connell truly is a quarterback whisperer, right?
Right.
If he truly is, then you go ahead. We don't have any draft picks. We got a first, 2 fifths, and the compensatory pick between the third and fourth. You trade McCarthy, you get a 1 this year, 1 next year, maybe a 2 and a 4. Now you're loaded with draft picks again, and then you go sign Justin Fields. He's free agent. He's only making $6 million a year, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that's a strategy. Is it far? Well, it's not going to happen. I know it, but I don't think it should be. Matter of fact, I'm just telling you, that's what I would do if I was running the franchise. Because we all know how much the draft picks mean. They're everything.
For sure.
You can't build a team completely through agency. And if he is that good, if you believe he's quarterback whisperer, and what he did with, everybody says he made Cousins better. Look what he did with Darnold. Why couldn't he do it with Justin Fields? I think Justin Fields got some more upside than Sam Darnold did. But the idea that, so somebody texted, he goes, boy, I'd hate to be J.J. McCarthy listening to this right now, having been drafted here, injured, and now you got the local talk show host wants to trade him. And I said, it's business, man. I mean, we ain't got time for feelings. I mean, if you really felt that's the way to go, you can't go, but JJ might be upset about that and feel bad that we traded him. Well, sorry.
That's not how it works.
I mean, it doesn't work that. It really doesn't. And again, I'm not saying I think we all have some empathy, but this isn't in-house third grade basketball.
Right.
This is the National Football League. Guys' futures, their legacies, their contracts, everything is based on what happens. And if you're the coach of the club and the general manager and you think like for instance, now it looks like it's leaning toward it might be one of the worst decisions ever made, but trading Chubby Doncic.
Yeah.
Trading him for street clothes, right?
Right.
Some people would say, well, that, they're basically almost rioting in Dallas. They're boycotting everything,
protesting,
protesting everything
threats.
like that. And it does, on the surface, it does look bad, but we don't know everything behind the scenes. And if you believe that Now it's leaking, isn't that he might be like too much of a party guy and really doesn't care about his health. And, the comeback to that would be, well, there's been a lot of out of shape guys that didn't care that much that still ended up being Hall of Famers, right?
Yeah, Dennis Rodman left the Bulls to Vegas for a week and then came back and they won a championship.
Right. So I don't know what's right or wrong, but I made the same argument when the Packers drafted Jordan Love. People thought it was crazy, but if you're the GM and you might be wrong, but if you think that's the best way to improve your team and get to a world championship, then you got to do what you got to do, even if it's unpopular.
Right.
Like I would think if the Vikings announced we just traded J.J. McCarthy to the L.A. Raiders for their first this year, their first next year, and a third, right?
Right.
And then, by the way, we just signed Justin Fields. I think there would be people going, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, for sure.
McCarthy was going to be brilliant. I thought he was our franchise quarterback, and Fields has been a flop. Well, and it could end up being an awful idea. But if you're the GM, you got to go with what you think's going to do. You could be making a huge mistake traveling to Bangkok.
That's true.
But you're going.
But I'm going anyways, baby.
Because it might be the greatest decision you ever made in your life. You're rolling the dice.
Maybe my soulmate's there.
That's exactly right. I think your soulmate is in Bangkok. Either that or Budapest. Are you headed there?
Oh, no, not this time. Not again.
So, and you're leaving Sunday. When are you back?
I'll be back March 11th. So 2 weeks.
We'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for helping me out today. Appreciate
Of course.
that.
Thanks for showing up.
You bet. It was a good time. We're back Monday at 12 noon. Big Ticket is in next here on The Fan.
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.